Hey guys, B-Man here. Welcome to today's video. Today we've got an awesome one for you guys. This one is absolutely broken for all the modes. For ranked play, multiplayer ranked play players, for multiplayer casual player players, for zombies players, for Warzone players. This video is for you all. All of you, it's game breaking, and this is just going to break the game for a bit, I think, because if people start abusing this, that's where it's going to change the game over in Warzone. What this is today is I'm going to teach you how to bring things from different modes into other modes. So like you see here, this here, we're using the wildcard where we can have 2 field upgrades. Now don't get too excited. And for this instance right here, it's not going to be too great. You wouldn't be able to run, you can't actually activate 2 different healing auras, 2 different field upgrades in zombies. But with that said, what you can do over in zombies is you can make it so that you start with 3 tacticals every game instead of just 1, because you can use the tactical wildcard and you can bring it over into zombies. You can also do other things in other modes. So let's just go over. That's just going to be the example for zombies, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Then over in multiplayer and in ranked, you can actually run the spring mine. So I'm going to show you how to have the spring mine as a lethal in multiplayer. And guys, on top of that, over in Warzone, you can go and have the working Flyswatter Wildcard in Warzone, meaning that your melee weapon is actually a launcher. So now everybody, absolutely everybody, will just be running jokers and launchers to be able to get squad kills on those squads moving around in vehicles and choppers and everything. No longer need to have a knife, you have a joker now that you can carry. You can go in here and you can swap through them and everything, guys. And I've all got a ghost perk down here as perk 1. I haven't tested about the perks if they actually work, but I've got them there. You can play around with all of that as well. So I'm going to be showing you how to do all of this. So smash that like button. We'll have a quick word about today's sponsor and then we'll get straight into this, guys. If you want to unlock Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula camos in Black Ops 6, or grind them extremely quickly in bot lobbies, be sure to check out MitchCactus. They're the biggest and most reliable in Call of Duty, which will help you with weekly events and rare bundle codes for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Browse their 1,500 verified Trustpilot reviews and thousands of personalized vouchers. They're the go for all your things Call of Duty. Use code BMAN for 5% off, and thanks MitchCactus for sponsoring today's video. To put the spring mine over into multiplayer, I start from the class that I'm wanting to do it from. It's my class number 1 in multiplayer I want to put it in, so I do it from class number 1 in Warzone. Now from my number 1 class, the whole cause of this is what you need to do is you need to have a gun that does not require the gunfighter wildcard. The gunfighter wildcard is the cause of this. Now what you need to do is in the class you're trying to do it from, you need to make sure that gunfighter wildcard is not equipped. Then go along and set up this class here however you want it set up without gunfighter wildcard. So we've got overkill in our class instead of gunfighter. We've got the spring mine as our lethal, so this will come over into multiplayer. Now, unfortunately, the experimental gas doesn't work over in multiplayer. We'll try the snapshot grenade. It probably won't either. But as you will see, it'll bring these over, but this will just go invisible and won't work either. The items that don't work just won't work, but the items that do work, you will see show up. So the spring mine works. So to do this, what we need to do is we need to equip our gun that equips a gunfighter perk, right? Then what we need to do is go over into multiplayer or the other mode we're up to and then undo it. Okay, and when we undo it, that we need to be in the other mode. Now, there's 2 ways you can go about doing that. You can either go like this, you could equip it and then back through all the modes and then go into the next mode and try and do it really fast, and as soon as you get into this mode here, press X to cancel it. once you get to here, and cancel it doing it solo. But that's really hard to do. It's really hard to do because the console's kind of lag. You might need a fast thing. It's possible. I was able to pull it off, but it's really hard to do. Now, there's an easier way to go about it. Just have your buddy on another console sitting in that mode, and you get them to send you an invite. So this saves you bouncing through all the modes. So what you need to do is you start off with no gunfighter wildcard. So in your mode, we want to bring this spring mine over, right? So everything in here is going to go over to the other thing. Take note of the perks we're running here, right? So we come along to here and we get our buddy who's sitting over in multiplayer to send us an Xbox invite. Well, an invite. Now, they are going to send us an invite to their multiplayer lobby. We're going to equip this gunfighter gun that will make us equip the gunfighter perk, and then quickly we're going to accept the invite into their lobby. As soon as we get into their game mode, we're going to cancel the gunfighter perk. So we're going to do that right now. So they send the invite, we equip the gun and accept the invite. Then we wait till we get in the mode, and as soon as we get into the mode, we press undo just like that. And now we come across to our weapons tab, and we have the spring mine sitting there, guys. It's just duped over their stuff. See the other guns that don't work over here? They just will go blank. So you can just go along. What you want to do is just go along and replace them with something that's actually usable over here, so that you can actually be over here and use this class over here. So we can go along and put different classes into here. And as you will see, we've actually got Ghost over here. It's pulled the Ghost over. So we've got Ghost. I don't know if the Ghost will work in game. I haven't tested the perks. Those perks are kind of hard to test with that. But as you see, the spring mine works, and now our class has the spring mine in multiplayer. And yes, it does work in game, guys. I know the spring mine is a field upgrade over in multiplayer, but it's also a lethal over here too that we can use. So now let's just load in game and show you guys quickly us using that item in game. Now while this loads in, we'll cover the other items, guys. Now, for ranked play and multiplayer work exactly the same with the spring mine, pulling it from Warzone. Instead of your friend being in just in a normal multiplayer lobby, they would be in a ranked play lobby, and it would pull you into ranked play. The second you get into ranked play, you cancel the wildcard, and you'll end up with your Warzone classes over in ranked play. Now, be aware, you will get a lot of restricted items into your class doing that. Everything that has a restricted M icon on it in ranked play will not work in game. But the cool thing about it is if you put the spring mine into your lethal in ranked play, it is not a restricted item. I guess because it was never intended to be there, so they didn't bother restricting it. So if you put a spring mine into your ranked play class, yes guys, you can run spring mines in ranked play. Okay guys, so as you see here, we've loaded in game. We've got our spring mine as our lethal. Don't put the spring mine in as your field upgrade, because otherwise it will make it not work as the lethal. So just have the spring mine in as your field upgrade, as your lethal, and now you've got a spring mine as a lethal, guys. Absolutely awesome. We can go along and we could have our perk to make it come back, and now we've got refreshing spring mines as our lethal. Absolutely broken instead of it being our field upgrade. Smash that like button, and guys, don't forget that I also made a video on how you can stack perks and have 4 perks running. Like you see this class here, we have the launcher as our melee weapon. We have 4 perks running and all sorts of stuff, guys. So you can just do lots of stuff and stack wildcards, so you can run multiple wildcards and all sorts. That's a separate video and not what I'm trying to show today. What I'm trying to show on this video right here is just bringing things between different modes, but make sure that if you do play multiplayer, go over and check out that other video in case you did miss it. So with that said, that's how you can get the spring mine into multiplayer and in ranked play. It also works in ranked play. I'll just go over there and I'll show you. Over in ranked play, it is not restricted over in ranked play. So if we come over here, you'll see I've got this class here, and we have the spring mine just there, not restricted at all. So you can run it in ranked play and everything perfectly fine. Well, it works, at least. Now, let's go and show you guys the zombie side of things, because zombies is just as cool. You can go over here and you can actually be running. Now, obviously, this here, you can, for visuals to trip your friends out, you can make it so you got 2 field upgrades, but it's wasting your time. They won't both work. So you'll only be able to use 1 field upgrade in game, so I wouldn't waste your time doing the field upgrade. What you can do that's useful is have it so you start with 3 tacticals by bringing Tactician over, or you can also have it so that you can have a melee. Your melee is a rocket launcher. So we're going to show you guys how to do that. Again, you can just do it by being really fast if you're fast enough, and you can go between the modes. So we'll quickly show you that way. So what you do here is we have Tactician, right? Tactical Expert. Then we want to be in loadout 1 for this one, okay? Then we're going to go along, we're going to equip this, we're going to back out of multiplayer and go into zombies, and then we're going to cancel it. So we equip this back out, come into zombies, and then we cancel it. Just like that, and now we get that over here. Now we've got Tactician, and we start with 3 of our weapon. It's just that easy. You don't need to use a friend to join. If you're fast, you can do it. Just with Warzone involved, there's an extra bit about trying to jump through the menus to get there, and it's way easier if you've got a buddy to be able to help you. But now that we've got Tactician, we could just load into game with this. Now that actually brought the other stuff over, our spring mine and that too. That's why it was a white box, but obviously it doesn't work in zombies. So now when we load in game, we'll quickly load in game, and we'll show you that we've got a working triple decoy. Then we'll get in and we'll show you how to get the launcher over in your melee weapon. But as you see, we'll load in and we'll just automatically have 3 decoys. Instead of 1, we start with 3. We've got Tactician Wildcard equipped in zombies, guys. So now that was that easy, and we done that solo. But you can also do it as a team with your buddy as well. You don't have to do it solo. So we'll go along, and because it's so easy to do solo with the zombies mode, we'll just do the solo. So now we'll go along and we'll put a launcher into here instead. So we back out of here. We come along to here, and instead of Tactician, we want to have the Flyswatter card. So we come along to here and we have Flyswatter. You start with the wild card you're trying to put over in the class, and you have the class set up like so, right? Whatever you're trying to put over. Now what we're trying to put over is Flyswatter. So we come to our gun, and then all we do is we equip the gun that makes us equip the gunfighter's wildcard. We back out of here, go into zombies, and we undo, press X to undo equipping the wildcard. So we do that right here. And undo. Now we come over here, and now we've got the Sigma right here as our melee weapon. And when we load in game, that actually is our melee weapon in game. So I'll load in game and we'll quickly show you. We won't even bother filling out the rest of it. So as you'll see here, we've got this gun, and we don't have any secondary weapon, but when we go to pull out our knife, we pull out a rocket launcher. Yes, guys, we've got the launcher as our melee weapon. Now, let's go through, and I'll quickly grab the melee perk, and you guys can tell me whether or not you think it's doing more damage. So, this is it before. And we get everybody turned into crawlers. So, now we go and buy the melee perk, and we test it afterwards. I think everything's still getting turned to crawlers. Yep, it's not 4 times damaging, guys. So unfortunately, the rocket launcher as your melee weapon is just that, just a rocket launcher in your melee slot, and it's not 4 times damage with the melee perk like it used to be. Rip to that, let's get over into Warzone. So, we come to the class that we want the Flyswatter perk over in, and Warzone in. We come along and we equip the Flyswatter perk. Then, we go along to the gun that's going to make guns gunfighter perk equipped. Then we get our buddy to send us an invite while they're waiting over in Warzone. They send us a buddy invite, then we accept the invite the second after we equipped the gun for the gunfighter perk. When we get over into Warzone mode, we press the unequipped and now it undoes it. Now we come over to our loadout, and that loadout there now has the perk from multiplayer, which is a Flyswatter perk, but also it has the perk there sitting there too. So now we have gunho perk sitting over here instead of a gunho perk over here. So we could have ghost and gunho. Now I'm not sure whether the perks are actually working properly in game and stuff like that, guys. Perk side of things are really hard for me to test in this aspect of things, but they might be working. But the cool thing that we know is working is the launcher. So now we can come along to here and you can have any launcher that you can select too. We could have a Joker, and this is why it's broken, because people are going to be able to now run their meta guns and have a launcher to be able to pull out to a launcher if they ever need to. If someone's sniping them off a roof, they'll pull out a Joker and just Joker them and still have their meta class. Or someone's driving past, they'll pull out their launcher and just launcher them and carry on with their meta class, their SMG and sniper or whatever it is, guys. So this is absolutely broken, but for all modes. You can get your spring mines in multiplayer. You can get all sorts of stuff over in zombies and in Warzone. So with that said, guys, we'll quickly load in game and I'll show you that actually working in game. So you'll see we will have our launcher as our melee weapon when we're in Warzone. Here we go. We get our rocket launcher as well. And there's our, for some reason when we pull it out of the loadout drop, it drops our crossbow on the ground, but we still get our launcher as our melee weapon. So you just have to remember to pick up your crossbow or whatever primary weapon off the ground. Simple as, easy as. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not already. Leave me that awesome comment. Keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching my videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. B-Man.